fuck it. I'm just going to send you the cold read intro. We've waited long enough.
Yeah.
There you go. Enjoy.
Oh, good God. It's a script. Welcome to episode 23 of DYSS. We are going to go ahead and start with our usual cold read that Conor has spent apparently a month writing. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 23 of Did You Say Something? The podcast that aims to be as entertaining as American politics. But boy, do we have our work cut out for us. Trump and J.D. Vance have been over to England recently, and in true British fashion, they made sure they had a welcome present ready for Mr. Vance. Signs reading, "Bullies not welcome here," and "Make America moral again." We're lucky they haven't heard of this. Otherwise, we might be in the we might be in the firing line for a van portraying us looking our best. That was a rough sentence.
Just check your Discord there, buddy.
Bald head and facial hair? He stole my style and made it look better. The bastard. Speaking of people who pull the look off better than I do, we have a special guest on for tonight's show, Mr. Matt Knapp. Anyway, more from him later in the show. Let the chaos roll and the good times flow.
Cue the music.
Fight.
Kind of a big deal. Couldn't resist with my co-host Ron Burgundy over here.
The colonials are acting up again, damn it.
Shut up, Conor.
No comment.
I'm really just trying to make money off of Conor here.
You're right, but you're out of line.
Trying to have this not devolve into chaos.
I don't even know if there's anything usable in this. Some of it my fault.
I told you, it's a good one.
All right, buddy, that was pretty good. That got a little shaky there in the middle.
Because you can't read.
Hey, working on it.
I know you are.
That was better than usual. Hey, I had a little lag on my internet, so that Google text-to-speech wasn't up to par today. But worked pretty good at the beginning. Yeah, that was pretty good. Your attack on American politics, non-stop, is to be commended, sir. Well done.
Thank
on
you
your
very much.
commitment.
Doing my part. I'm doing my part.
I didn't do shit. But yeah, so welcome to the episode, you guys. We do have a special guest. We'll bring him on here in a bit, but we wanted to get caught back up with what's been going on through Con's life and his non-existent communication with me, which means he's probably been having a good time.
Absolutely. It's been peaceful. I've loved it.
We know about the vacation that you got to have with the boys and all of that. That was fantastic. I'm glad you got to spend that time with them. Great quality time. If you guys missed any of the previous episodes, if you missed the birthday special, you got to go check that out. And then go back to episode 22 as well and get a little recap. That'd be great. As far as for what I've got going on, Con and I will have some announcements that have to do with our guest, and that's part of what I've been doing, and Con's been doing in behind the scenes. Been working with some BBP stuff behind the scenes. Still can't talk about it, but there is a project in mind. What have you been up to, Con? I didn't do shit.
Wow.
I got offered another audio book.
Nice.
From one of our good friends that we all know, Mike Manicki. So hopefully to begin production on The Last Straw in September next month. And that will be a lot of fun. My wife has been offered a book as well. So Chanel will be doing her first audio book.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Which is pretty awesome. And we'll be talking about her too, as she was featured in Cold Choices, and she is also featured in Dragons of Rocky Pass, which again we'll be talking about pretty soon here. So, Con, anything that you would like to talk about that's been going on since the last episode?
Just your lateness for this show. I mean, Matt and I have had ample time to catch up. He's my new favorite Matt. So I think we should just get him on, and
Oh, all right. So
You-
that means
you
I'm,
can fuck
I'm outta
off.
here. Cool. You got a new person host for the show?
mhm.
Sweet.
So fuck that guy, and welcome your new host, New Matt.
Hi, everybody. I am David Knapp. I go by my middle name, Matt, and I write books.
Hold on.
Insane books. Weird books.
Yes, you do.
Books that
All right.
one day will be considered a
Fine.
war crime.
We can only hope. So, you two met through Dragons of Rocky Pass, didn't you? It was a book up on ACX, and Matt auditioned and decided to throw in some sneaky extras, which you then fell in love with, I believe, and pretty much said, "Yep, you've got the book."
Yep. Yeah, my original narrator, Bradley Cox, unfortunately, or thinking of a friend of mine, Bradley Morris. Bradley Cox is one of my friends and guitar teacher, but Bradley Morris had health issues come up. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish out the series. He's doing better, but it looks like he's not going to be able to return to audiobooks due to it. But yeah, I listened to over 300 auditions, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, stop sounding bored. I can read this and sound bored. And then I click on Matt's and I seen it and I was like, if that's not his real name, that is like the best pen name ever. And I clicked on it and I listened to it. And I listened to it again and again and one more time. And I'm like,
This guy can't read. Oh.
This is a guy I want to finish out the series.
Shut up, Conor. You're a terrible interviewer.
It's been great.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times a day do we email me? Like,
It's a
several?
lot. Yeah, it's a lot. On Dragons in the first month, you know how you'll get your emails and then you get it'll shorten it all for you because there's so many. But then if you tell it to expand the hidden text, it just draws out lines.
Yes.
It was like a whole screen. And you couldn't even see one. You'd have to go into each individual. There are a lot. So much so that Matt decided to start 2 different threads with me. And we still talk on all 3 threads.
Love it.
We got a lot going on. But yeah, we spoke a lot. Matt gave a very nice response to the audition and told me that he really liked the sound.
You were real great. You know, I know my payment was late, but back in April I had a stroke and that knocked me out of work. And it put me down for a couple of months, man. And honestly, that scared me because I didn't think I was going to be able to recover from it. But I'm back stronger than ever and got everything caught up now. Dragons is out. We listened to it today at work, me and my crew.
Nice.
The boss even went out and got 2 big, huge, obscene Bluetooth speakers, put one out on the dock with us and one in the main building so they could hear it. And everybody's in there stopped looking at the speaker. They're not working. He's like, you know, you can listen and work at the same time. They're like, shh, 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 shh. Yeah. And I got people asking me, you know, did you write this? And I'm like, yeah, I wrote it. Well, who's doing all this? I said, real great guy named Matt Mangum. I said, and Narrative Flow Audio. I said, they do a great job. I said, and definitely going to have them do a lot more work for me.
Happy to oblige.
It's probably one of the better decisions I've made in recent years.
Well, and it's much appreciated because coming from a country family and all of that, and you know, my uncles are actual cowboys and real cowboys and all of that. So it's kind of cool to come from that, and then just having the love of fantasy that I do, and magic and all the other things that can go, and having those worlds combined, where I thought having basically everything you can think of that could be supernatural in the Old West. And I was like, this is genius. I love this. You know what I mean? It's like you've seen like Cowboys and Aliens and stuff like that, right? And all of that, but to like all of a sudden have big ass real fantasy dragons in this scene with this pretty simple cowboy You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
just wanting
and
to
I
take
mean
care of,
that's
just
where
wanting
I
to
got
live with
the
his
idea
wife and hang
from.
out was awesome.
Yeah, I've watched all these westerns my whole life, read western books, got friends that are big into horses and all, and that's where the original book came from. Sean Crowley is based off a good friend of mine, Sean Neighbors. He used to ride rodeo when he was younger, and I was writing another western, Guns and Ghouls, and that one
Hmm.
I was sitting there, I was like, I can do more with it, and started out book one, Blood Hunter. Him and his dad are coming home from buying cattle. His family's been killed. They bury his mother and sister, but they come back as vampires. And you got this poor kid here, doesn't know nothing about vampires, and it's just a whole thing. The whole time he's learning, and somebody's like, "Well, why would you write that?" And it comes back to, you see all these Western movies, and what do they got in them? Cowboys, Indians, sometimes bank robbers. Fantasy movies are always set way in the past or way in the
Hmm.
future or in modern times. I was like, you know, you think about it, cowboys, I mean, if that stuff's real, didn't they have to deal with it? And that spawned the whole series there. I mean, book one, Blood Hunter, he fights Dracula's younger brother.
Hmm.
Book two came about a couple of years ago when all the cicadas was coming out. And I had finished up Blood Hunter, and I was sitting at work, and I was like, man, what can I do with this? And a guy wearing a cowboy hat came in, and there was a couple of cicadas stuck to his hat. I was like, I can work with that. Next morning, Curse of Cedar Grove was done. Then book three, Legend of the Desert Lich. I threw in mythology, I threw in magic, Old West, and that led into Dragons of Rocky Pass, which you graciously picked up. And the next one, man, is where it really starts getting wild. Trail of the Winter Werewolf, because we introduce werewolves, we introduce biblical figures, we
Oh
introduce
yeah.
things from Celtic folklore. The Winter Queen Mab, she
Y-
plays a big role in it.
yes. Do you know how happy that makes me? I am such a huge Dresden Files fan, and I love
Yep,
Queen Mab in that series. So, and
me too, me too.
you're gonna make Chanel happier and shit, because that means that she gets to play Queen Mab. That's gonna make her happy.
And she has a, but it doesn't focus on her being the cold, heartless. I'm gonna freeze your heart and make it
Right.
explode. It shows other sides of her, and I do have a collection of short stories that I've been trying to get finished called Night Riders and Sidewinders, which you will be narrating, of course. And it's stories that didn't quite fit in the main series, and I could have wrote more books off of them, but I wrote all 9 books in 6 months. And honestly, I was going to end it in book 8 in Celestial Cowboy, and I was like, I don't like it. This series deserves a good ending. And I was like, the story has to wrap up right. And it did. And I've got a lot of friends that have read it, and they're all like, why would you do this? I'm like, have you read Army of the Night yet? No. Read it, then call me. And they all like, that's how it's supposed to end. They're like, we can't wait to hear the audio of this. And I can't wait either, man. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I know that. I know that
I mean, I
Connor and
listen to a
I.
lot of audio books. Y'all do a great
Yeah,
job.
yeah, I know that
Thank you.
Connor and I, and thank you for that. I know that Connor and I know Connor's very excited to jump in on the next book too,
Mhm.
of
You
of the
have.
Twilight Hunter series.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
gonna just shut the fuck up. You have no idea how much grief I gave Matt for
Mm.
not really getting me involved in this one. It was a lot. He was like, "Yeah, no, I just wanted to do the, see, push my own limits and test how good I can be, and blah, yeah, all that boring shit. Shut the fuck up and let me in, because it's so much fun." He didn't, which is why when he
No, I did
came to
not.
me with Combat Exorcist, I was very excited, and we will touch more on Combat Exorcist very shortly, I
Yes.
imagine. But I will let
Yes.
you continue
And
your
we
point
can also
about Dorp.
touch on what I showed you before. Mr. Lady McLate Pants showed up.
Yep.
The one of the things that I'm doing with Twilight Hunter series.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's get to that
Math
next.
rocks.
Oh. Oh.
What? Finish your
Okay.
point, Matt. Finish
So,
your point,
all right.
and then because
The
more
point was
important things.
I.
Whenever you're ready.
Sorry, I forgot
In
this
your own
is
time.
your show.
No, it's our show, but I turn up on time, so come on.
Let's see, what is that? What does that say again up there? Interface Broken Productions. Oh, that's my company. That's weird. That's so crazy how that happens. So it starts when I fucking say it starts. All right, so anyway, I know that Conor is excited. Here's the thing, though. Conor did listen before he fell asleep to Dragons a little bit and listen to some of it. By the way, that's what he thinks of your work, David.
No, that's your work.
Fucking cunt. No, but after listening to it, he really did want to jump on it. We had done another series that we've talked about, Cold Choices. We did an episode of that for Redacted Tales for Clarence Carter, which is a lot of fun. And Matt, you should definitely go check that out as well. So now I'm really excited. I swear, though, Matt, I swear looking at it when I started out doing Dragons with you, that it was book 4 of 7. And then we published Dragons, and I'm looking on Audible just to look at it, and it's like, book 4 of 9. And I was like, I guess he added 2 books, which hopefully is a good thing that you want, like you were just talking about, like extending the story, giving it the right ending to the series. But that also gives narrative flow. Hell yes, more stories to tell of Sean Crowley and Dorothy and everybody in the group.
Yeah.
So. All the characters.
It's one of those series that I fell in love with, and I mean, like I said, first 3 Bradley did an amazing job. But then when you took over, I was like, holy shit, they just brought this shit to life. I was like, yep, gonna have to get him to do more books. And then when
absolutely.
I started Combat Exorcist, I was like, I know exactly who's doing this one.
Yeah, I liked in your email you said, if you don't mind getting out there and being a little bit weird, I got one for you. And I was like, you're talking to the right people, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And you are, and we'll definitely talk more about it. But yeah, so I'm very happy to continue the series. I love Sean Crowley. I love the character. I relate to him.
Because he's simple.
So
you said he was a simple cowboy. Is that right? He's a simple cowboy. Is that why you relate to
yeah,
him?
yeah, absolutely.
Simple. Cool.
Not taking that moniker away from myself. The only reason that you think that that's an insult is because you're Brit. So
Yep.
I do relate with him, and I get his character and how he moves about, and I loved his relationship with the people and how the different levels of how he is with certain people. You know what I mean? So when he's the deputy, he's Sean, he's in charge and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? And then when Jasper's grandfather and the marshals show up, you watch him, you physically can feel him take it down a notch and know that he's in with somebody with more authority. It's just that type of storytelling was really awesome to me. And then Dorothy is way more dynamic than you would think she would be if you really pay attention to how much of an influence she has on Sean. She physically shows that in Dragons with a shovel. Which is, by the way, one of the best parts and ways to end a chapter. That was great. There was a few footsteps and a thud. What I tell you would happen if I had to come after you? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. That was great. That is taking it to home base to where that is a marriage and the man and the wife, and he wronged her. Which is great because Chanel's so much of a go-getter, and she's very assertive too, and has quite the attitude on her as well, which is great. But yeah, with Jasper, and then having the Pale Rider come in, and that just the auction with all the different ideas of all the supernatural that are in there, and then you know what I mean, to have Death actually enter and talk to him and all these, it just. All the dynamics of what you've done worked really well, and it could have been very convoluted and too complex to really come about, and you did simplify it with keeping the complexity for anyone to be able to understand what's going on. So very good storytelling. Really look forward to the rest of them. Now let me hear this extra thing you guys were talking about with the Twilight Hunter series, because I talking about math rocks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Oh, you want to hear? You want to know more about the math rocks, huh? Well,
yeah.
Originally, like I was telling Conor, originally, you know, it was based off of another book I wrote, Guns and Ghouls, which talking about the Pale Rider. That's the first in my Knights Armageddon series. First one starts out with Lemos and Jacob Baker. Second one is going to be Ares, and it's going to be taking place in World War II. I've just about finished that one. The red horse. Then there's Pestilence. That's going to be in the 70s, and then the last one is going to take place. That's going to wrap up the whole series. That book is probably going to be 400 or 500 pages, but we were talking earlier. I love D&D. So does Conor, obviously, because he's a man of culture. And he goes, Konosuba.
I do. We'll come on to that in a minute.
I was looking to make a box set for my books and decided to make a tabletop game off of my Twilight Hunter books. And I got on there and
I didn't see in the box.
Sucks, but
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
and then of course the cover for Army of the Night is on the back. This was just a doggone it, that stupid. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna move that light. That's driving me insane. And I'm sure the glare off my bald head is driving me blind.
Yeah, at least I got fuzz.
Hey, fun fact: if I'm ever on a deserted island, I can use my head as a signaling mirror.
Just shine up a spot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little better, but yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah,
but
that's much
yeah,
better.
and I mean, I can crank out half a dozen books in a month, but ask me to write a single tabletop game. No, it is. Oh my God, so much work.
Yeah,
so tedious. yeah, Connor. I'll be emailing you, and you're going to help me because you're magical and British, and I don't know where I'm going with this.
See, Con, do you see how I've done it again? You bitch about me doing dragons, but now I've got you even more work. Now you can write a D&D tabletop game. I got narrative flow some work.
Yeah.
You bitch too much. Jesus.
No, I bitch for the fun of it because it's funny to just reel in your bites every fucking time.
You ever think about the fact that I might want to get close to you? Reel me in, Daddy.
Connor, I love it when you get all bitchy and wild there.
Hey, do you know what we could be? You know what we could be for you? M&M's.
Oh, Lord, about it.
Just a couple of just a couple of Skittles with the colour sucked off.
Oh my God, I can't believe she sucked you off.
Look, Connor, we just met. Now, I like you and all, but I'm married, man, to a woman.
Yeah, me too, but he doesn't care. Oh, that doesn't matter.
Right on. UK's progressive. Good for them. Right on. I'm all for it.
All right.
Fucking Shift 8. Fuck off. He's gone, I think. Okay.
Maybe.
Combat Exorcist. I knew that I would get on with you the second I read the line. I really should have prepped and brought it up because I knew I was going to talk about it. 2 seconds whilst I grab it.
While he's grabbing that, I knew we wanted to do it after doing dragons, and then you sent me the concept and told me what it was about in a paragraph, and I was like, first of all, in the name, how not to be an exorcist in another world, the Combat Exorcist series. I was like, hey, fuck yeah, I'm doing that. That sounds great.
And then, originally, I wanted to call it Discount Exorcist in Another World, but since I self-published, Amazon, you can't use that title because it's misleading on sales because of discount. And I was like,
oh my God,
I've got a goddess of anime. I'm the main character. I've got a unhealthy obsession with anime, so why not do the title like a light novel?
Do you have a life outside of anime and audiobooks?
Hey, don't be stealing my lines. The line, can I go to a world where I get to level up? The kind where I get cool powers and shit. Or are you going to send me to a fantasy world where I have to live in a stable with a bitchy goddess whose only redeeming quality is her body? She's hot and all, but you have 0 chance of getting laid. I read that line, I was like, this motherfucker's on about Konosuba. I know this anime.
Yep.
And,
yeah.
At that point, I was like, fuck yeah, this is my kind of people. And then the more I read of this book, the more I'm like, oh, this is fucking hilarious. Matt also let me know that, you're open to a little bit of ad-lib and a little bit of improv here and there where it makes sense.
Go for it.
Which is refreshing. And
so, at that, I do have to ask, what was your first impression when you heard Con doing the actual languages and trying to speak to him? Because in the book, right, so people know there's no actual stuff. But yeah.
Well, whenever the confirmation came through that you had uploaded the 15-minute sample, I was going to listen to it on the way home from work. But once again, signal sucks out here in the sticks. And I was like, wait a minute. Wife's got that big Bluetooth speaker. She listens to all my books. Come home. She's never heard it. She hasn't read Combat Exorcist. Yes. It comes on the speaker. And she just kind of looks at me. She's like, and dear God, we both just about died laughing, man. It was great. And I take it to work. And after we get done listening to Dragon, same thing today. Mm-hmm. And they all kind of look at me like, what the fuck kind of stuff did you write? I'm like, it's a book. You read it. I understand we're in Arkansas and people think that we go around telling people they got pretty mouths and playing banjos, but some of us actually write books and can read. and
I love it.
To anybody watching this from Arkansas, I live in a little community called Wilburn. It's probably 300 people total, and most of the families around here have been here for 10 plus generations. So, yeah, I mean, we get new people moving in. A gentleman up the road just moved in here from Wisconsin. He just bought 400 acres and had no idea what to make of my uncle, because my uncle is the typical, you see the unfriendly country guy in movies. That's my Uncle Charlie. Okay. While he's sitting there talking to this guy, a deer comes walking out of the woods. Keep in mind, it's not deer season. And he tells him, you son of a bitch, you get near my garden, I'm going to shoot you. And that guy's like, you ain't actually going to do it. What does the deer do? It walks right over and starts munching on his okra plants. And I'm like, oh, shit, here we go.
He's going to pull out his rifle and take him out.
He's like, what? I said, that's 115 that he's warned and did not get out of the garden in time. And he didn't shoot at that time. He shot at it. He's like, it's too hot and I don't want to smell it. I'm like, Uncle Charlie, seriously? People think I'm crazy.
Well, you got to get it from somewhere, right?
But yeah, but I mean, I will hook up my audiobooks and stuff when I'm going down the road and Bluetooth them to my truck speaker, and I will just crank it up. And some of the crap I listen to, people stop and look at me. And I mean, I'll admit, I listen to all my books. I will listen to them 30 or 40 times. Mm-hmm. They're like, but you wrote them. I was like, I did. But I still like listening to them. I still like reading them.
Different when they're brought to life.
And with Dragons, I mean, y'all, dude, amazing job. Combat Exorcist, dear God, a writing book too. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I feel so bad for Matt. And then I'm like, wait a minute. No, I don't.
No, you should never.
He signed up for this.
Yeah.
Don't hold back though, man. You're there's nothing you're gonna do to offend Con and I in doing this. And when I'll tell you what, I am proud of Dragons. I'm proud of what I did and what I was able to accomplish as a sound engineer. But as I have said on this show, begrudgingly, Con and I together working on sound design is that much better. And you can hear the little nuances and the details that are a little bit better in the first 15 minutes or the first chapter of Combat Exorcist. And in Cold Choices as well, you can tell Con's really good at the fine details and really hearing it and moving something, a tiny notch or something, and it makes all the difference in, the narration and stuff like that. So, yeah, go ahead.
Would you say that I'm finally good at the little things?
Never. No.
No, didn't think so.
No, not the important
Crazy.
Little things.
No. Episode 7, I think. would explain why the little things are important if you wanted to go back and figure out why that's an in-joke or a recurring joke on this show. Episode 7, go check it out. Mental health, yeah.
Darn. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see where we can go with the books.
Yes.
You know, what the future holds for not only Twilight Hunter series and Combat Exorcist, but Matt, you actually inspired another series. It starts out in the Old West.
Okay.
And I just want to let you know it's dedicated to you. It's called Luther Magnum Intergalactic Outlaw.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh man, that's fucking
Dude,
sick.
I think you'll like it.
Oh hell yeah! I already love that title a lot.
It's about a group of train robbers, and they've robbed a train. It's 1845. They get in a fight. Luther takes a round to the liver, and they throw him down a mine shaft. And this is where the whole aliens come in, because a wrecked alien pod is at the bottom of this mine shaft. He falls in it, and when he hits the console, it activates the medical bay and all this, and it blows up out of the earth, and he's sent halfway across the galaxy. You've got this cowboy from the 1840s dying on an alien ship. Thinks, okay, yeah, I'm losing my mind. And the ship heals him up and dumps him in the middle of the desert. He just thinks, okay, I'm drunk. That's what it was. And he's traveling across this desert, and that's when he starts noticing the small things. Okay, that cactus is purple. That lizard had 7 heads. Hold the fuck up. I had 4 heads.
Wait a minute.
Pulls up his
Something ain't
canteen,
right.
sniffs it. Yeah, pretty much. But so far, I've written a couple of books and that. I just got to go back and do a lot of editing to them. That's my process. I get stuck on one book, I jump to another one. Combat Exorcist took 3 days to write.
Fucking hell.
Hey, when they're good like that, that comes out easy, smooth like butter, man, because the writing on that is...
And
I'm
book,
so
book
excited.
2 has took slightly longer. I've been on it a couple of months, but I was like, I got other things I want to finish up, other things I got to work on, and I don't want to burn myself out. But I mean, no. I'm glad y'all like it. It means a lot.
So, Matt, the reason that I bring up the aliens, hippies, and other weirdness is I didn't know it, but I've auditioned for you before.
Oh, shit, you did!
I auditioned for aliens, hippies, and other weirdness, but that's when... So when I auditioned for that, though, I had just started. I was very new into narrating.
I was thinking you had auditioned for one of my books before, but I couldn't remember which one, man. And that was one that I had 1,800 and something auditions for.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. That book is so fun. That audition was so much fun.
Yeah, going back to that one, I do plan on taking my welfare and safety division files, because Bruce Murdoch, great voice actor and all, and he did good on Harold Hatch. But I was thinking, I was like, man, later on, if I decide to make an omnibus of it, because I'm working on book 2, it takes on a slightly more serious tone, and of course you'll like it because Queen Mab is in it. So it's Titania and 2 other fairy queens that I added, and there's a lot of aliens and some characters of my own creation, and I had to add it because of a friend of mine, the Boogie Shitter. And that's and people think I'm joking, but it goes back to the whole thing here in Arkansas being crazy. Dude was breaking into people's houses and shitting in odd places. Toaster, microwave, one lady's stove, and they still haven't caught him. And I'm like, what level of crazy do you have to be to do this?
This is a shitty bandit.
Oh, God.
Anyway, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I think with the 3 of our minds together, with your writing and Con and I doing the sound and the animation, and then adding in Chanel and having female, dude, this is gonna be just Oh, God, this shit is good. Anyway, but yeah, so I went back and listened to that audition, and obviously to where I am now, I was like, oh, yeah, I can understand why I didn't pick me. But for sure. But it was just interesting because I didn't make that connection until I was about halfway through narrating Dragons, and I was like, this writing is familiar. And then so I was like, I know this writing. And then I went back and looked, and I looked you up, and then I saw Aliens, Hippies, and Other Weirdness. I'm like, oh, holy shit. Well, irony. But hey, it goes to show you out there that we talk to new narrators and voice actors all the time. Never stop auditioning. Never stop. Don't give up. Keep going. I was showing somebody the numbers, and I've auditioned for over 90 books, right? As I'm going, and I have produced 4. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's how it works.
It's a numbers
But
game.
don't stop. I mean, I'm even now working. Now we're working with Matt, and I'm gonna get to work with Matt, and now we're doing 2 different series, and you know what I mean. And we're having a good time, and it came about. So I think I'd much rather come about with narrative flow and tell your stories this way, because the way you write lends to such good sound design,
Right.
to where we can lay in some really good stuff. So let's talk some more Combat Exorcist for sure. So just the intro into I love the author's note, and then just how you start out the world is very just bam. Okay, we're here, we're doing this. This is what's going on. The fact of that how he became what he is, but in the original of whose wedding he officiated in that story, and I was like, God damn, dude.
And that there's actually truth to that, because when I got divorced from my first wife, she showed up the day we signed divorce papers, the guy she left me for, and I should have put that in the book, because her boyfriend starts threatening me there in the courthouse, and this tall guy that I based Jasper's grandpa Jim off of comes walking up. He's got a pistol on his side, cowboy hat, and a big shiny U.S. Marshal's badge. He knew me, but I still to this day don't know who the hell he was. He walked over and leaned down. Because my ex-wife was like 4'8" or 4'5", tiny little thing. Jesus. He leans down and looks at her. You talk a lot of shit for a blue mouse in stomping range. And I'm like, who the hell are you? Mr. Knapp, you have a good day. He looked at her. Bitch, get the hell out of this courthouse. And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. But yeah, I mean, and people have asked me, well, you're an ordained minister. What if she wants to get married? I was like, get it done at the courthouse for $60. I don't want nothing to do with her. That is in the past, and that's where she needs to stay. But yeah, I am an ordained minister, and I was at a friend's house about 14, 15 years ago, stoned out of my gourd, playing on the internet, and the ad that I put that you narrated perfectly, that's the ad I saw, and I'm like, dude, I can do exorcisms? Holy shit, and it's free?
You mean?
And I mean, I went through, I put my email address in there, my address, my age, and clicked ordain me. And I get an email, congratulations, Reverend David Matthew Knapp. I'm like, I am now an ordained minister. I am stoned out of my gourd. Jesus would approve.
So, what's
and my
awesome
dad
about
is
that?
super religious, and
Right.
He thinks it's the most sacrilegious thing ever.
The hilarity of that is, I figured obviously some of that has to do with truth, because you made yourself the main character, so I knew there's going to be a lot of truisms in your writing. But to that point, that was one of my favorite parts to narrate too. Was just like, to be honest with you, I smoked a huge joint earlier. I'm stoned out of my mind right now. Just that whole interaction is good, but. So let's go ahead and let's play a little bit of a sample of Combat Exorcist for everybody, and then maybe everybody can hear that ad as well.
Should we go for the ad lib? Do the advert and the ad lib?
Yeah, I think the advert and the ad lib. I think that would be good to kind of introduce, and then a little bit of narration as well.
Yeah. All right. Okay, well, I'll get that lined up now. Or, in fact, should we get Reggie on it? He hasn't done much for a while.
Oh, yeah, God, where is Reggie? I haven't even seen him.
Reg?
Reggie?
Yeah? What? What? I was sleeping.
What, you been sleeping for 2 weeks, Reggie? We got a show to do.
Well, no, my alarm didn't go off, and surprisingly, you beat me here for a change. Yeah, I'll get those things lined up for you. No problem. Here we go. Enjoy, everybody.
I'm gonna fire that guy.
Good luck. He's mine.
Still
Anyway.
gonna fire that fucking guy. What does it say again? All right.
Right. Yes, here we go. Listeners, viewers, enjoy these excerpts from Combat Exorcist.
He snapped his fingers, and a questionnaire appeared on the table before me.
Fill that out, and it'll speed things along.
I looked over it and frowned. I had expected something outlandish. Instead, it was boring. It asked for my name, and things like occupation and if I had any certifications. It took me less than 5 minutes to fill it out. Once I was done, he looked it over.
So, you don't play an instrument? So, Bard is out. Oh. Ho, ho, ho! You're an ordained minister! Ha ha!
He said, looking at me and the bat I was carrying. A broad smile crossed his face.
So, ha ha! Then you are cleared to perform any sacred rites of the church?
I shrugged. I guess. That's what the internet said when I got ordained. I remembered the ad clearly.
Weddings, funerals, baptisms, and yes, even exorcisms. Just enter your birth date, email, and address. Help others find their way today.
I had, of course, applied and began doing weddings on the side. I had thought the exorcism thing was a joke. I looked at the message on my phone and snorted in laughter. I had always suspected the government was watching everyone. Is that a fact? Fuck it, I said, putting the truck in drive. I braced for impact, but none came. I passed smoothly through the portal. I looked in the rearview mirror and saw it was gone. I was sitting on a dark street in front of a rundown storefront. The neon sign read,
New Life Orientation Center.
I had no idea what it meant, but it was the only thing around. There was a man in a rocking chair in front of the building. He was wearing a green tweed suit and a matching hat.
Well, come on in. Let's get you registered.
He said as he stood. I looked at him and the storefront again.
Are you deaf? Or maybe you don't speak English? Hablas Inglés? Parlez-tu anglais?
He began speaking several different languages.
Spreken Sie English? Nihue Schwan Yingwe Ma?
I speak English, I told him. He sighed and shook his head.
Then by all means, get your ass inside. We ain't got long.
Hesitant to get out and unsure of what I was walking into, I reached in my window and grabbed my ball bat from behind the seat. I stepped out of my truck and followed him inside. What's my job title or class or whatever? I asked him. He tossed me my bat and smiled.
Based on your answers and personality, I picked the perfect one.
He pointed at me and grinned.
From here on out, you are Matt Knapp, Combat Exorcist. Now, go out and kick some ass.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that excerpt of Combat Exorcist. Be looking for the full book coming soon. Man, this is going to be really good. So one of the things that I really loved about this is was not, before this book, was not really familiar with lit RPG. And so I started looking at it more and more and went, oh, this is right up Conor and I's alley. Con loves D&D. We both love video games. We love, you know what I mean, all things that has to do with that.
We're both nerds.
Yeah, we're both nerds for sure. But what I really loved about making the sound design on it, of what Con and I did, was having things like the signs be read and come up almost as if of breaking the fourth wall, where a screen pops up, you know what I mean, and just and does something, and the messages on the phone that are directed towards Matt, you know, Mr. Knapp, as it's directed right at him from the government, right? But having those additions come in was a lot of fun to me, which is why I cannot wait for Chapter 2, because I am so excited to introduce the assistant. I'm so excited to introduce Bitch Fat. Are you fucking kidding me? That's the best goddamn name for a baseball bat that talks to you, which makes me think of High on Life, the video game, which is a great fucking video game.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, like, it's that type of stuff, being able to bring in not just environmental sounds and things that are happening, like doing the truck and the radio and all of those things, is a lot of fun. But being able to add that little fourth wall push makes the sound design that much more fun.
Can I just talk on the assistant a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, have you watched That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime?
No.
Yep.
So I drew inspiration from oh god, she's changed, the name has changed. What is the name? Raphael, the assistant that pops up. I was like, I like the idea of whenever she pops up, she has like a little fucking alert notification. So that's where the inspiration for the alert notification when the assistant pops up came in. I was like, I like that. That's a thing. We're doing it. Matt had no say on it. I'm like, it's happening.
Nope.
I'm doing it.
Which is okay, which is why we work well together, because a lot of the stuff that we do individually, we both enjoy. We might tweak it a little bit or want to hear it a little bit in a different place or something, but it's usually really good. So I love the alert notifications. That's going to be really good. And then, so when we read Murphy, we were reading it, and we were thinking, what do we do? And I was thinking, I'd really like to hear your natural British accent on the assistant. I think that's going to sound really, really, really good. And then we were going through it, and as we were reading it, it just hit me, and I went, he's got to be a Southern guy. His name's Murphy. I imagine this old truck bursts through a portal and like this empty ass shit, and there's just a shack with like a neon sign, just and it's very simple, because the biggest cosmic powers, right, generally sit in something simple. So, and I derived that in my head from the Dresden Files, of where the mothers of winter and summer are. When Dresden finally gets there, it's a very simple cottage, and they live a very simple life, and they're the most powerful beings there fucking are, pretty much. So I pictured Murphy the same way, and I'm like, I see this dude with like a straw fucking hat with the fucking weed coming out of his mouth, chewing on it, with fucking overalls on, bare feet. Oh, well, get your ass on in here then. And it's just like, it just fit so well. And then ad-libbing the languages. Connor and I were reading through that, and I was like, Connor, what if you actually try like a few different languages and actually ask him? And so what Connor came up with, what you guys just heard, was genius addition into the book. So very happy, Matt, that you liked it as well.
Yes, it was genuinely one of my favorite bits to do. The Chinese was a stretch, but it just had to be done. It's like, what did I do? I think I did Spanish, German, French, covering off like the popular ones, I guess. And then I was just like, fuck it. There's a lot of Chinese people. It's one of the most like spoken languages because of the amount of people there are. I'll throw it in there.
But with the accent, it turned out hilarious.
Which was that was your direction, to be fair. So you have the kudos for that. Yeah, got to do it in the accent. And you got to do it right, because otherwise it goes from being funny to being something else. So yeah, it was a good bit of direction, and I'm fucking. It's one of my favorite bits.
And I was very pleased with it. I mean, it really helped bring the story to life, which is what y'all do. And I mean, it like I said, man, my coworkers and I, you got people down there trying to do laundry that are doubled over bins of horribly soiled clothes that can't breathe because they're listening to this. And they're already asking me, what date is this going to be on Audible? I will save a credit for it. Fuck the credit, I'll just buy it.
Yes.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we'll go back and do a callback. Dragons is out now and live. We do have a couple purchases already. Share it with your friends. Please get it out there. The story of Sean Crowley needs to be out there. It is great. It's pulled from so many different elements and mashes them all together beautifully and is blended. So, and Combat Exorcist is just coming along right behind it. So, I hope. It's like, okay, I really want to keep doing CE for sure. Let's get that done. But then I'm like, I need book 5, Matt. I need book 5 of Twilight Hunter series so we can continue.
Okay, if you want book 5 later tonight, I will send it to you. But then you're going to want book 6.
Yeah.
You're going to want Devil's Work, and then Temple of Zircon. Now that one is where it really plays into the dark fantasy, and it gets kind of weird.
Good.
Weirder.
Good.
And then there's book 8, which I mean, book 8 explains the mirror that they had at the auction, why they couldn't let it get out.
Good. I was hoping that you were going to expand on that mirror because that was clearly an insanely important piece.
And like I said, in Night Riders and Sidewinders, there is one of the short stories in there. There's one I wrote called Fragments of Infinity. And it explains the mirror and what happens to it after the series and how it played a role throughout the whole thing.
Sweet. Love short stories.
And
too.
it's
gotta love those fillers.
You know, right? you're gonna have to narrate it, so you should love
it. Sounds good to me, man.
You know what we should do? Viewers, listeners, this treat is on me. We'll give you a little bit of Dragons of Rocky Pass as well. Fuck it. Why not? Matt, what's your favorite bit? Can you remember? Either, Matt, actually. Doesn't matter. Either of you.
So, actually, Matt, what's your favorite bit of Dragons?
My favorite part would probably be the same as yours, the shovel scene.
There we have it.
We'll do the shovel scene. That sounds good.
There we go. Reggie, cue up the shovel scene.
Oh, for fuck.
Something.
Okay, I bought it.
Do it,
Fuck you.
Reggie. Fuck.
Fuck you, asshole.
Good luck not having a paycheck, Reggie.
Cool.
Oh, you're used to that.
Yeah, I don't get paid. He doesn't get paid. Right, fuck it. Clip. Here we go. Dragons of Rocky Pass. The shovel scene. Enjoy.
Shut up.
Raylan hissed. The deputy shook his head.
No, Raylan. This has to end now. I'll tell you everything. He hired Russell and the others to hit the herd.
Raylan made a grab for his gun. There was a smack and a thud. Sean turned and saw Dorothy standing over Raylan with a shovel. She looked at Sean and frowned.
What did I say would happen if I had to come find you?
My actual favorite scene, though, is the auction. I love the auction. I love the fighting. I love everything about it. It's just like, because in my head I could see all of it. So I imagine him catching the gun, grabbing the axe, spinning around, slicing that motherfucker, and then blasting him away. And I'm just like, oh, this is so goddamn good.
Yeah, the part where they're auctioning off the dragon's egg, and all you hear is sold. Boom.
Yep. But that scene, that did get me. I audibly chuckled and had to re-record that line a few times. So I was just like, boom, sold. I'm like, that is the cowboyish shit I've ever fucking heard of in my life, dude. That was fucking great.
That was some good shit. To be fair, everything you showed me of it and the bits that I have listened to have been fucking fantastic, which is why I was very excited to start work on this. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, Dragons of Rocky Pass is genuinely some of your best work, be it the acting or the sound design. You really set the bar for yourself with it. So I highly recommend to go and listen to the audiobook, read the book, whatever you prefer, but just get involved with some of Matt's writing because Jesus Christ, it's good.
Yeah, and really go back to book 1, Blood Hunter, and really go and get familiar with Sean and Dorothy and how they all, and Jasper, and how it all comes about, because it's good. I mean, if I've had a couple people say they were just going to jump into book 4 and go, and I'm like, you can. I mean, you can get kind of a gist of what's happening, but you really, if you get into it, I bet you're going to go back and want to fill in, because I know that's a lot of that stuff's going to come.
It's definitely one of my favorite series I've worked on, and like I said, y'all, when I heard the audition for it, I was like, no, he has to do it. He has to. This is the guy that has to finish out the series, and if I decide to put them all in one big audio book later on, do the first 3 as well, he has to do them as well. I'm like, it'll have to be done eventually.
Sounds good. We'll do it.
And I even put them all together in one big paperback and published them a while back because prisoners I write to were complaining about how hard it is to get you might get 1 or 2 books out of a series, but then funding will dry up. So I was like, I'll just put them all in one big volume. And it, prison out in Arizona, the prisoners out there have really enjoyed it. There has been fights over who gets to read it next. I was like, please don't tell me I've incited a prison riot. I really don't need that.
I love that you've done that for them. That's a really nice thing to do, but that's fucking hilarious.
Yes, it was.
But my proudest moment with this series. My proudest moment was I have a friend that lives in Africa. I met him years ago. They had it was the Zambian boys a cappella group. They came to our school over here in Wilburn, 300 students total. That was preschool through 12th grade. And they brought their music and culture over here, and I made friends with one of them. 30 years later, I get a friend request on Facebook, and I'm like, Jeffrey, and I can't pronounce his last name, and it says Zambia, Africa. I send him a message. He's like, are you the same boy that when I was in Wilburn, Arkansas, gave me a blue-tailed lizard? And I'm like, oh my God, yes. And we got to talking and all. And they're a friend of mine that does missionary work. I sent him copies of the Twilight Hunter series.
Nice.
And they have sat over there at night, and he'll translate to their language so the whole village can understand it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But what got to me the most was his grandfather is this 7-foot-tall, giant African man, and he's sitting there in the front row like a little kid with a cowboy hat on made out of straw and a chopping axe, and he's like, and we Skyped a while back and we was talking and all, and he was translating for his grandfather. His grandfather said he carried, Sean Crowley may have been a white man, but he carries a true warrior spirit. He said, the way you bring all these stories to life, he said it lights a fire in my old heart, and that meant a lot to me. That was like
awesome.
Crowning achievement right there. I was
that's fucking awesome.
People all the way in impoverished areas like that like it. Well, even better than last year, I got the FBI and Homeland Security came to where I was working at because my books are all over the world. Some guy in Russia read one of them and emailed me, and apparently it was flagged or whatever. I didn't think nothing of it, but they show up at my work, and I get pulled aside for interrogation. Well, what did you and this guy talk about? He liked my books. What's going on?
Matt,
why are you giving me?
Matt, there is so much of your real life that's actually in your books that I don't think anybody will ever realize. We got to do more and more interviews, man. This is good quality shit.
I'm up for it anytime.
It's fantastic, though.
I got told whenever I started writing when I was in first grade, we had to write a 5-sentence story, and the teacher told us, write what you know. And it was a story. The premise was a hole in the playground, and I wrote this whole 48-page story about this hole leading to another world and fighting off evil aliens, and the evil alien overlord was Bill Clinton. And I will never forget that because my first grade teacher, she's still around. I went and seen her a while back. She still has that story.
Love it.
30-something years later, she still has that. And she's like, when I'm having a bad day, she said, I will read that. She said, the fact that Bill Clinton had been took over by aliens.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I love that.
Yeah, but I do put a lot of myself into my books because it's my way of keeping sane. Because unfortunately, over years I've been through so much, and I do struggle with depression. But the writing keeps me alive, and hearing people I've never met that enjoyed my books, that's like the greatest thing ever. I absolutely love it, and y'all don't know how much that means to me. And anybody out there that's read any of my books or wants to, thank you. Even if you don't like them, you read it, you can't unread it.
That's a great way of looking at it. I do.
And that's what I tell myself every time I listen to something Matt does. He's read it. It's out there. It's on the internet. It's forever.
I thought you meant that you can't unhear it because, trust me, I get that. I just want to say, like, I feel like we do kind of understand a little bit what it's like when people enjoy your work, because obviously part of the reason that I love doing this is for author reactions for when I read their books, or whether it be a cold read or their book in its entirety, or just sending them the 15-minute checkpoint of chapter 1 of Combat Exorcist, and to get the response that you sent to Matt. If you're okay with it, I'm going to pop it up on the screen, because when Matt sent that through to me,
go for it.
So this is that. This was the first reaction to chapter 1 of Combat Exorcist, and I started laughing and big smiling reading the feedback, because that's why we do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. We get some of that too, because it's a little bit of that, I guess, is riding the coattails of the author to a bit, but there's a difference in, because you get a different experience, right? You get when you read the book, and read the book as itself, you're getting your own movie and your own play in your head of how everything goes, of what the characters look like and what's happening and all of that. And then you get to enhance that with a narrator. And what we like to do with narrative flow is then give you a bit of that world from audio dramas, but keep the audio book the way it is without rewriting it into a drama. And there's nothing wrong with that either. We love that format as well.
Absolutely.
But I really enjoy being able to take this and really make it come alive and give that person that much more of a world build inside of their head when they get to hear what the characters sound like and the environment and the things that are happening. So,
because I've said it before on one of the episodes where we were doing some reviews of anime sound effects when we were talking about narrative flow. And, I said that I want to be able to help. So if people were to close their eyes listening to something that Narrative Flow have done, they can see what's going on. They can get their own anime, their own film going on inside their head, because the sound effects are taken care of, the music's taken care of, the acting's taken care of. So they just need to come up with the picture. And your writing lends itself fucking perfectly to that dream.
It really does.
So honestly, this, viewers, listeners, this is genuinely a match made in heaven, because Matt's writing is fantastic. Matt's acting is adequate. And with some guidance and direction, his sound engineering is pretty good too.
I just can't do it without Conor. What would
you
I
heard
do?
it here first.
Land a book without Conor with sound design and acting and narration. Weird.
Didn't you come to me for? Oh, okay, we won't mention that. That's fine. Yes.
I just felt bad because you bitched so much about not being part of it. And I'm like, hey, Conor, what do you think about this?
And then gave you my thoughts.
I will have to write a Conor part in book 2. I mean, I'm nearing the end of Merctown Apocalypse, so I will have to write a part just for Conor.
Thank you very much.
Sure
appreciate it. Oh yeah, gloriously, or or not. But whatever happens, I will do my best.
Oh, and that's the other fun thing about your writing.
As crazy as book 1 was, book 2 is going to be that much and so much more.
Good.
Perfect.
And that's the fun thing for Connor and I too, is we like to pride ourselves on being able to do multiple characters and different voices and all of that. And Connor's got some great accents that he can do. So yeah, it's we look forward to having all of the characters, because then him and I get to go pick through and choose, like, you would be good for this one, you would be great for that, let's do it this way.
Or this would be challenging, but a challenge I want to take on, and I think you should challenge yourself with this one. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's clearly, by what you guys, just a little snippet you guys heard of, and Matt, what you've heard of CE so far, you know what I mean? It's working very nicely. It's Matt, I was going to ask you, are you familiar with Archer? The Archer? You familiar with that show?
Archer.
It's a cartoon.
Oh, the
that was
show,
on
yes,
FX.
yes.
Yeah, with H. John Benjamin.
Took,
and all
took
that.
me a second, man. Goldfish brain.
Yeah, yeah, you're good. So just so you know, Chanel's basing that female character, because I don't want to give too much away on the show, that's coming in on chapter 2 off of Tunt. So she's gonna have.
Man, I guess you want to know the origin of the word bitch fat.
I mean,
that goes back to my
go
friend
on.
Bradley Cox. He, we used to throw trash together, and that is one of the worst jobs in the world. But one day we pick up a trash can and a possum jumps out on him, and he called it a bitch fat. And I looked at him, I said, "What did you call it?" He's like, "That's a word I come up with when I was 12 years old and kept dying on Mario." He said, "I called the little mushrooms bitch fats," and the name is stuck.
I like it. All right.
Nice. Nice.
Very good.
But I can't see a possum or anything Super Mario Brothers without thinking bitch fat.
Bitch fat. Nice.
And now when I see a baseball bat, I'm sitting there thinking, I bet you're a pervert, aren't you, bitch fat? And I call my son that a lot too, because he's a bitch fat, but I love him. RJ, if you're watching this, you know you deserve the abuse.
RJ, I don't know you, but I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Well, he gets mad when I tell him Ryan Reynolds will never love you back.
Hey, you take that back.
Should say that to Dennis more often.
Should do. Yeah, with his bullshit impression. I mean, fantastic impression. Sorry. Right, Matt, I have one final question for you, because, you've said that writing is your escape, and, we all need our escapes and that, and this is Matt and my escape to help keep the fucking mental health demons at bay. But anyway, if you had any bit of advice for a person looking to get into writing, or a younger writer, what would you say to them? What would your advice be?
I would tell them to, write the kind of stuff you like. Don't write it to impress anybody else. Write what you want to write. Write to impress yourself. Because at the end of the day, other people's opinions don't matter. They're just, fuck them. They don't like it, too bad. It's not for them. That's the way I see it, because that's why I do the self-publishing route, because I've tried traditional publishers. Somewhere I've got a box full of rejection letters. One of the last ones was rather nasty, so I sent them back a manuscript that was horrible for the sake of being horrible.
That's the best revenge.
It was so terrible and cringy. I got called a soulless abomination and a morally bankrupt antichrist abortion. I was like,
that's a hell of an insult. I'm impressed.
What a compliment.
I was like, okay, my safety word is mangoes, and this is my address. I was like, please come by and tell me these insults to my face. But yeah, just keep moving forward. You're gonna have good and bad days you're writing, and just enjoy yourself. Don't force it when you get to a spot you're having writer's block. Do something different. Don't try to force it, because it'll come out like crap and you're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate yourself, and you're like, nope. Just get a hobby, not drugs. Drugs bad, okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I said,
How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison?
Oh man, you guys do not know how much I have enjoyed being on here today, and how much I've enjoyed meeting you. And finally, now I have a face to put with the
Yeah, it's your
dozens
face.
of emails. I
Yeah,
send.
yours. I was gonna say. No, agreed, Matt. It's we've had a blast having you on. It's been good. And very
Yeah,
great to meet you.
100%.
I'm glad that we are I'm glad that we are
Worth it.
in communications and doing this. We'll do this more often for sure as each of the books come out, and we'll have some fun and do all that as well. But yeah, really look forward to this. This is like Con said, it's really a match made in heaven. Like this the three of us together, I think, are really going to put some magic out for some people to listen to. If we've got people rolling already just on chapter 1, wait till they get the whole books. Right, wait till they get everything and get it all in there.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what y'all do with the other characters, especially the assistant and the goddess, because
No spoilers.
yeah.
Yeah, the goddess will be
I'm not
tucked.
gonna spoil it for Connor. Just Connor, that's something I want you to do. I want to play a game. Find all the anime references.
Oh, absolutely 100% done. And I will message you with every single one of them.
By the
Just-
way,
Hold on, 2 seconds. Just as you listen to it, try to find all of my anime references that I'm going to try and sneak in there with the sound effects. Done. You got
nice.
yourself
I
a
like
deal.
that. All right, because then we're gonna have you back. We'll have a counter up. We're gonna have you guys. We're gonna listen to it. And we're gonna have you guys get through it a little bit. We'll do a bit of a challenge there.
Love that.
My favorite part about Combat Exorcist and that whole conversation with Murphy, though, is the because I'm gonna level with you. If you send me to a world with a bunch of hot dark elves, I'm gonna try to fuck one.
Or 40.
Go for it, yeah.
Which
It's
that is
so sad.
But right, and then he goes like, "Oh, the anime guys, they can't do shit, or they're too scared to do it." And then but what made that scene was not just that, but it was Murphy's reaction. It was the reality of him laughing.
Finally,
right?
someone said it.
Yeah, that right there is that's again a fourth wall break that
Yeah.
is just so fucking well done within this story. So
Right.
it's just loving the shit out of it, man. This is gonna be a blast.
Yes, absolutely. I
Oh,
think
yeah, it was, and those are my own intrusive thoughts once again winning out. Because you're sitting there, you're watching the anime, and chicks all over him, and he's all like scared to death, or unfortunately doesn't have genitals, and I'm like, that would be hell. Screw ultimate power, screw all this. No. Give me a body. Give me a room full of hot supernatural hotties. The rest will take care of itself. I will die happy.
I don't plan on being a monk. Oh, I fucking love that whole dialogue. It's great. All right, so we have done a lot on the show today. Great interview, Matt. Thank you so much for being on.
Yes, thank
again,
you
you
very
guys,
much.
please go
Thanks,
check
guys,
out
for
All
having me
Things
on.
DYSS. Please go check out David Knapp. Look him up on Audible. Look up all of his works. He's got a lot of books, really good stuff out there. And then obviously check out Narrative Flow. Check out the things that we have done, Cold Choices. And
website coming soon.
Website coming soon, which Chanel is working on. And it's been a good time. Any of the comments that you guys want to hear, if you have any comments, please, again, either Spotify, YouTube, please make sure that you are commenting. We always advise you to watch the show for obvious reasons, but if you can only listen, you can still throw some comments down there for us. And ideas for the next shows coming up. We will be playing more games as we come along and having different segments on things coming up. And we'll talk about Connor's individual work when he has some.
You son of a bitch. Well, joke's on you because I will have some coming very soon. I should have quite a lot coming up quite soon, actually. But no, seeing as you don't want to hear about it on this show, I will leave it like that. I do just want to check something very quickly.
That's a very nice and cordial response to, I don't have shit, but it's coming up soon and I have high hopes. If you say hit them really hard.
Hit them really hard together?
Whatever.
Wow. So, viewers, listeners, real quick, episode 22, you have another, until the next episode, if you haven't listened to it, to guess how many times I swear in the non-swearing episode, stick it in the comments. Next episode we'll get to it, because so far, and it's disappointing, I'm only seeing one loose guess. Get more comments on there. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things, and we, as always, will dish you later.
I didn't know you were ending the show. Dish you later.
Fuck it. And on that note, 3, 2, 1, dish you later.
I don't really need drugs because I am drugs. I'm highly addictive and bad for you and will cause you to do stupid shit.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, we're getting along just fine.
I'm sticking that on my fucking dating profiles. Don't do drugs, do me. I'm highly addictive and bad for you.
And I'll do terrible things to your body.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, fuck. I'll remember when I go to edit this.